And okay, right now I have something super amazing to show you. I'm going to show you a really fantastic method how to retouch the crosshair, and truth be told, it's the most annoying part for me. I don't really like this, we don't have to like everything, but I was looking for a really great technique to do this. What's the best to do this? And in most of the cases I have to say, if my hair would be a bit darker, if this model would have the dark hair, I would just use empty layer and would do everything with clone stamp tool. However, as you can notice, I have really a lot of tones, so it's complicated this thing a little bit more. So I'm going to use frequency separation method. I believe you heard about this method. If not, I'm going to tell you a bit more about this method, because I'm going to use this method in the future as well. But for now, I just want to do this quickly. So what we have to do, we have to create a stamp at first. So press Alt Control or Command Shift and E to create this kind of stamp on the top, and then duplicate this once again. We need two layers. One of this layer I'm going to call low, and the other one high. So what we exactly going to do, we are going to split this image for different frequencies. One layer is going to contain only information about the color, and the other layer is going to contain information about the details. And that's the explanation. That's a very basic explanation of frequency separation and how does it work. So this low layer going to contain information about the color, so I'm going to filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. Let's zoom this image to show you a bit more. We have to blur out this image to the level we cannot see the crosshair. As you can see, this is pretty well shown. If it's not enough, as you can see, it's pointless because we still have a lot of crosshair. If we go too far, we blur out everything. We have to see the hairlines. So I'm just going to set something suitable for this image. Something around 10, maybe 12, maybe even a bit more, because I think this one is very suitable. So it all depends on the size of your image. So find the point when you cannot see the details. So okay, and then I'm going to then high layer, high frequency, and high frequencies contains details. So I'm going to image, apply image, and layer has to be choose low layer. I have to choose low layer, so it's going to exclude this information from the low layer as our source. Blending will be add in this case, scale 2 and offset 0, and this invert box has to be selected, and that's how it's supposed to look. But right now I have to tell you something important, so you have to be focused. As you know, I'm working on 16-bit image. I was telling you about this before. So that's the properties for 16-bit image: blending, add, scale to offset 0, and this invert box checked. If you work with 8-bit image, blending will be subtract, scale to offset 128, and this box won't be selected. Don't ask me why is it like this, because no one knows. That's just how it works, and that's the properties has to be done. So hit OK. If you are not sure if you have 8-bit image or 16-bit image, just go to image mode and check. Everything is available over here. Okay, as we are done, I'm going to put these two layers into the group, Control or Command G. I'm going to call this FS, like frequency separation hair. And this high layer, I'm just going to change blend mode from normal to linear light. And what you can notice, if I turn off this layer, it's exactly the same image. The reason why it's the same image, because this group contains exactly the same information as our image. We just split them into colors and details, and all together are our original image. So okay, that's the basic thing. And above this layer, I'm just going to create another layer. Let's put this above. And this will be just empty layer for our clone stamp tool for things like building up the hair. So the thing is, I find it really comfortable to retouch the hair on this high frequency layer, and right now I'm going to show you the example. Let's start with this. As you can see, this very bright hair, that's something we have to sort out. When you work on high frequency layer, remember that here on the top has to be checked current layer. And then I'm just going to take a clone, and as you can see, it's super easy to retouch. It doesn't work so well when we use just clone stamp tool. It depends on the image. I think this example would work well, but some of the areas doesn't work so well, and it all depends on the image. The thing I recommend, you should just try with both and see what works better for you. As you can see in this example, it's just perfect. Everything looks the same, and if I would work on this layer, then I have to have selected all layers, and you can notice it doesn't work. It won't be working so well because we might leave some smudges. As you can see, it's different color a bit, so it doesn't work maybe so well. It might cause some problems. So I find really much more comfortable to work like this. As you can see, it's a bit more precise. Well, now I made a mistake. It happens. My brush is a bit too small. If it's too small, actually I could change the hardness a bit higher. If we work with frequency separation, the hardness can be actually a bit higher. Here is another one. So yeah, it's actually very simple, and we have a lot of crosshair to retouch. If you want to know which one, just zoom out a little bit to this point, and right now you can see here all of this has to be removed. The hair over here, of course, this area and this, all of this which is visible from this distance, but not everything when we zoom in. We don't want to create a plastic, so just remove this to make this really suitable for you. It depends, of course, on the concept of beauty. I believe we want to keep some natural model. We don't want to overdone our image, so that's why I'm do this that in this way. I'm retouching this till the some level to keep some of the natural look, not too far, and of course we can build up the hair as well. But and yeah, that's how it looks. I'm going to speed up this video because it would take too long if I would talk all the time to you. As you can already notice, I'm talking too much. But the last thing I want to say, in this area, after I retouch this hair over here, I will have quite empty space. I don't want this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to switch into this empty layer because it's better if I want to build up the hair. I'm going to take down some hardness. I'm going to change into all layers, and right now I'm just going to quickly show you, because at first I'm going to retouch this for the better result, and I'm going to build up the hair like this. A very simple method, as you can see. And one thing you could say, it doesn't look so natural here on the top, but I wouldn't be bothered about this. I would try to do this as natural as I can. If you have such an examples, you can build up the hair. I believe it's a very specific example, so I would try to do this as much as I can. And actually we have this edge over here, so anyway we're going to work with this a bit later because we have to dodge and burn this, so it won't look so flat. But that's how I build up the hair. And I have few other areas that I will build up the hair after you retouch. I probably do this over here. As you can see, we don't have enough hair here, so it would be the perfect area to do this. As you can see, very simple. That's how I do this, and it looks a bit better. So that's how I retouch this. At first I'm going to sort out all of the crosshair, and then I'm finding the areas that I have to build up the hair, and I'm building them on this empty layer. Using clone stamp tool. Remember, sample all layers. On the high frequency layer, sample just current layer. So let me speed up right now, and I'm going to talk to you very soon.